Usually when you think pork ribs, you think blokey food, but not when you put myself and my friends together. We love them so much.
I'm sure you do.
We do, we seriously do. Look, but ribs, you can make them so many different ways, and I have Andy here showing us your version. How do you like to do pork ribs?
Deep fry them. If we could get any blokier, we're going to. We're going to deep fry them, so I'm just going to coat them in a nice flour mix with flour, salt and pepper into the oil to create a nice crust, and they'll be nice and juicy on the inside.
Oh, yum. Okay, so...
Should we get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it, absolutely.
Right, so first I'm going to get onto my enoki mushrooms. Now, when I get a new ingredient, I want to think how I can change the flavour and the texture. With these guys, I'm going to do the exact same. I'm going to deep fry them. So we're going to take off the ends, and it's as simple as, very carefully, a few at a time, because they do...
And very carefully put them in. You see how Andy's just slowly putting them in? You don't want to be throwing them in there.
A few at a time, because they're quite hard to overcook, believe it or not, which is why I like to cook them.
Gosh, deep-fried ribs, deep-fried mushrooms. I guess this is a sometimes food. It's not every day.
I would not have it for breakfast, that's for sure.
Can I do something while you're doing your enoki?
Yeah, so what I'm going to serve everything with is a Moroccan yoghurt. So basically, if we just get some Greek yoghurt and we'll mix it with some cumin, coriander seeds, and then just a touch of lemon juice.
Great flavours with yoghurt, of course. And it's like I love using yoghurt in sauces because it's just instantly, just a few ingredients work quite well with different types of meats and veggies.
Especially pork.
And especially pork, yeah.
And then, as I said, a recipe's just a guide. So if you don't like cumin, you don't like coriander, play around with it. Find some spices that you love and either load them up or be a bit light-handed, depending on what you like. We'll get onto our pork while that's happening. So I've got some nice spare ribs here.
So you can see that they've taken off the skin, which is important to ask your butcher.
Yeah, if the skin's still on, just remove that with your knife, and then all we're going to do is chop them up into popcorn-sized pieces.
Ah, that's where the name comes in. So in regards to when you're using cumin and we use some coriander, we've toasted that off and then crushed it in a mortar and pestle. Gosh, it makes a difference, doesn't it?
It does. It just brings out the natural oils, and that's really where the flavour comes from.
It just smells so good.
So back to our mushrooms here.
And you've kept them in there for quite a while.
Yeah.
I'm
As I
quite
said,
surprised.
it's quite hard to overcook these guys, which is right up my alley.
Yeah. Paper toweling.
Yeah. So if you can grab some salt, we're going to salt these straight away because this is when food's most susceptible to taking on any salt.
Good call, yeah, it does actually, doesn't it?
So they can sit there now and they'll crisp up.
Wonderful.
So now back onto our pork. How's that dressing?
I will have a quick taste. I love it. It's probably one of my favourite. It's so easy to do,
simple,
isn't it?
Yeah, that's
just always
4
works.
ingredients.
Might just put just a touch of salt in it, but just a touch.
So do you want to get onto the flour for us?
Sure.
Very simple. Flour, salt and pepper. We're then going to dust our pork in that and deep fry it.
I guess that's where the popcorn comes in. It's going to be crunchy on the outside.
Yeah, and that's sort of the whole dude food aspect of this dish. I mean, I'll serve it on a huge chopping board, and this is for the guys, but I suppose I've got the nice little salad for the girls.
Excuse me.
That's
you
just
can
what
have
I've
the
heard.
salad today.
That's what I've heard.
I'll have the pork, thank you very much.
So while you're onto that, I'm going to get onto some toasted pepitas. Now, these are my little favourite ingredient. And again, I'm trying, like I did with the mushrooms, I'm trying to change the texture and the flavour. So as simply as toasting them off in a dry pan.
For those who don't know, what are pepitas?
It's a pumpkin seed, and they've just been dried, and this is just going to create a different texture and flavour. And you'll know when they're done because they'll start to pop.
Okay. So in with the pork?
Yep.
And I guess I can give that a really good
You
coating.
get your hands dirty?
Yeah.
Righto, go
I can
for
get
it.
my hands dirty. I'm not a salad type of girl, Andy.
So that's looking good. That's going to create a nice crust around our pork. I've just got these pepitas that are almost done now. They've only taken a matter of minutes to change not only the flavour, but also the texture as well. Righto, so do you want to get onto my salad? So it's a simple Moroccan-style salad. Finely sliced pears, also some fennel and some dates. So we're going to get our pork, and this is going to go into a hot oil now. So.
And how hot should that oil be?
180 degrees. Deep frying isn't the most healthiest way of cooking, but if you get the oil to the right temperature, it's definitely going to create a crust around the outside of the food instead of letting the oil seep into the flesh.
Yeah, and I guess testing that oil, see, that's quite hot,
That's
so
what you're
it'll
looking
seal
for.
it straight away.
To be honest, I'd rather it too hot, you know, up towards the 220 mark, than around the 150 mark, because we want to create that nice crust around the food.
And with that pork, it had a little bit of marbling in it, but that's fine, isn't it? Because we don't want it to dry out. There's
Exactly.
nothing
I mean,
worse
if
than-
you use something like fillet, it would be dry. We need that fat content for this dish. I did say, don't have it for breakfast. So as you can see, we're starting to get a little bit of a crust on it, but we really want that to brown up so it's nice and crisp. 5 minutes, I reckon, if you keep getting onto the salad,
Yeah,
we should be
sure.
able to bring it together.
Fantastic.
Righto, I think we're ready to get our pork out, and that's what we're looking for. Nice golden colour. And you can
Still
tell.
sizzling.
Yeah, they're looking pretty cool.
I'll turn that heat off for
Turn
you.
that off. Righto, let's get some salt onto those straight away.
Yes. Good pinch.
Yep. And now we're on to plating. And this is where I learn a lot from the show. You know, starting out, my plating was rubbish. The judges said that. They said your food is tasty, but it doesn't look great. So
Me too, they did say that.
I love to get everything in front of me, and then you can just start building layers. So
Right.
I'm going to start with the yogurt onto our board.
As a cook, this is the fun part, especially when you have all your elements around you ready to go. That's like a canvas.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you have a little bit of time to plate up, it makes such a difference when you bring it
does.
out to your
It
guests.
does.
They're crunchy.
Yeah,
this
they
is
are
what you
crunchy.
want if you get
It's exactly what you want.
popcorn. I guess sort of the take on that popcorn chicken that's
Yeah.
been quite popular. Let me help you there. Put that there.
Okay, so now we'll
good.
get our salad.
So I guess that's the only part that I'm supposed to eat because I'm a girl.
You just keep to your salad.
No.
If there's any left over, I'll put it in a bowl and put your name on it.
It's looking good.
We're gonna pile it up nice and high. This is like you'd have this at a dinner party or something like that, where
Yeah.
everyone was standing around having some casual drinks.
Yeah.
Give everyone a knife and fork and let them dig in.
Wow.
Then going to pile up.
Whenever you
no
plate up,
hints?
do you still think of Gary, Matt, and George?
No, they're the last piece I think of. And then we're just gonna have some little pockets of pepitas.
Wonderful. And the beauty of food that you're showing us, Andy, is this stuff can be done at home. It's easy to do. 4 or 5 things that you get ready,
Yeah.
play around in the kitchen, make it look beautiful. Look at that.
And I think your mates would probably be pretty impressed.
I
if you spent that at a
know.
dinner
You was,
party.
dude, food is not for dudes only.
it's not.
Girls
It's
love
not.
this stuff. And it looks, you know what, Andy? As you plate up, it looks...
Look at that bloke, he
Show-
does it.
And look, it shows a little bit of your feminine side. It looks very pretty.
Oh, my mum will be happy.
It does. It looks really wonderful.
So last drizzle of olive oil over the top.
I'm going to get forks ready because I need to dig into this straight away.
Yeah, get into it.
All right, I'm going to taste, I guess, a little bit of everything here.
Well, that's the
There's
thing.
Crunchy, crunchy, crunchy. You know what? There's not much to say with this dish, but yum. Just beautiful flavours working well together.
Well, that's good. I mean, you got something for the guys and the girls. You got the pork for the guys, and salad for the girls. So hopefully it's an all-round winner.
Do not listen to Andy. Salad is for everybody, and the girls love the pork just as much as the boys.
Sure they do.